Restaurant Unstoppable. What the most successful restaurateurs know that you don't. Really kind of paint the picture of the early days. The biggest lessons you learned. You talk about every little drop of product counts. It all compounds. It all matters. What were some of the other really big lessons you learned during those days of shadowing and being in this other, what was his name, the other franchisee?
Tom Landis is a Dallas franchisee.
So what else did he teach you to set you up for success?
At that point, I feel like we really just felt like we needed to know how to do the cooking and the recipes. So we just made everything time and time again. We made sure we knew the recipes. We knew how to work the line. I think what was difficult was we didn't really learn all the business side of it. So we were so focused on the food part that all of that we kind of assumed would come later, or we knew enough from our own limited life experience at that point. So I think learning from them was mostly about operating the kitchen and executing the recipes.
I love that. So you pull the trigger, you open your first location, Oklahoma, right?
Yes.
Take us through that. Like, what was it like? This is where I really want you to be like, reflecting back at that time, knowing what you know now, the lessons you learned, the mistakes you made. Like, what were the big ones that stand out?
Oh my gosh. I mean, we were the most naive young 20-year-olds that thought we were going to change the world by opening our restaurant on
2003.
2003.
You're 25 years old.
And yeah. And you know, we just thought, okay, well, we can handle this. Like, we can do everything on our own. I mean, there were times I'd be working the cash register, Manny be working the grill, or vice versa. You know, we thought we'd be there open to close. We were for a long time. We were there open to close. And we tried to do everything. We were the managers. We were the hourly workers. You know, we just felt like that was the only way we could make it succeed is if we were always there. And it's a good thing because we learned a lot. We learned about the successes and failures. But I think the most important lesson was we learned we couldn't do anything. We learned there were just certain things that we had to outsource at the end of the day. There were things that we had to let go, small things, delegation, and we realized we have to have a manager.
Yeah. What were the things that were slipping out of your grasp? The things that you didn't have the bandwidth for?
You know, I was trying to do basically all of the accounts receivable, accounts payable, keeping up with QuickBooks, and I felt like that was one of my strong suits, but it was like
finance background.
Yeah, and but it was just kind of one of the things that, you know, it's 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, you're locking up the doors, and
there's no
that's
steam in the tank.
just something, like that. Put that off till tomorrow, and then tomorrow becomes next week, and the next week comes, you know, and it's like, then you find yourself in a situation of not even knowing your profitability.
Yeah.